Hey, hi everyone. Good morning. So this is Keshav Reddy, SAP FICO trainer. So today, the agenda is like we're going to be discussed about the complete SAP FICO interview questions very detailedly. Okay. And part 1. This is in part we'll discuss about the basic settings of match we're going to cover. And I'm requesting to everyone to participate. Okay, wherever required your doubts and as well as to your concerns, you can raise it. The basic information of what is the company code. From the beginning, I'm starting it like so company and company code, or you can Google it. You can get some company. It is represented two things. One, it is representing a group of business what and as well as to the trading partner. Okay, a company it is representing. It is a group of the business. It will represent it. It is a group as a and trading partner, intercompany transaction purpose also they'll use. What about company code? Company code is the more important in our organization because we do actual transaction with the company code. Tell you here is why that much important. I'll tell you company code. See, company code. There are many points we can tell. See, as for company act, that is we called normal language. We called a company. It is SAP language. That is a company code. Whatever, like her example, generally everyone knows. Dr. Reddy's, many people is knows right. Dr. Reddy's is a organization. This is established in India. That is also as for registered Dr. Reddy's form of private limited form of example. I'm writing form of private limited. This is more well known. I'm repeating it. This is we recorded LTD, right? LTD. Recorded as per company acts. The meaning is you must follow the as per company rules and regulations, the particular company what you have registered India. I'm just repeating that whatever the rules and regulations, if you are registered in India or any country, you must follow the company. I mean, as per company's law, companies act rules and regulations. What is our rules? See, Dr. Reddy's is a company code. As for us, the meaning here is you need to follow a few things. Yeah. Hi, I'm writing here as site. See here, the meaning here is if you are registered as per company act, that is called normal act. That is legal entity. You need to address, you need to report the government how much turnover. I can say simply financial statement or legal other rules and regulations you need to follow. You need to follow the rules and as well as to you need to prepare the financial statement. You need to follow the financial statement. Means financial statement nothing but a P&L and balance sheet. You want to prepare the P&L and balance sheet. What you need to do? You need to record the transactions every day to day. For what basis? With the reference of the company code only. Is that right? So everyone, if you remember, all together, like 5 months or 6 months, you have done to the course. Without company code, have you done any transaction so far?
No,
Hello?
sir.
No, right? So the
Yes.
meaning is you are registered as a company code as for India, like for SAP. You are registered as a company act. The meaning you must follow the day-to-day transactions in that. Based on that, you need to prepare the financial statement. That we need to prepare the ROC. That is we call legal entities, either like or tax related in everything. So the meaning of the company code is a more important than company. Without company code, there is no existence of all the transactions, right now. So that is importance of the company code. The base to start every business is a company code only. With the company code only, we do the every transaction, either 10 rupees of transaction, 1 lakh of transaction, 10,000 of transactions. Okay, you can address these 3 points the way we are discussing: legal entity, financial statement, company code, record of the day-to-day transactions. Prior to that, you can tell this company as a registered as per company act. We must prepare the financial statement and we need to submit it. For that, we recorded the transaction. That is, we call a legal entity of the company code. So whatever as for record, as for our class also, you can prepare your own answer and address it. Okay. This is the company and company code. Let's come to the business area. See, business area, very simple, I can say. Business area, very simple. This is, uh, this is business area, I can say simply, it is a reporting point of the used. For example, I'll tell you, um, we have the business in India. Example, like you have the business in India, or you have the business in India. So state-wise, you want to create a business area. Yes, you can create one business area. I mean, reporting point of view within a company code, how you want to prepare the like a financial statement, like a reporting point of view. So simply, you can address business area generally used. This is will use, I can say, reporting point of view that will use. You can write this one. So somebody will ask, what is the business area profit center segment? That will address you. That will do. But what is the business? This is just generally a reporting point of view. The reporting point of view will use this one, right? This is one word you can write. Then one more cross question. There is possibility, Kashu. Are you assigned to the business area anywhere? Are you assigned to the like a business area anywhere to that? Especially company code. Next followed question is 2.1, right? 2.1, right? 2.1, whatever. This will enter. This will use at the time of what I can say transaction time or posting of a transaction time only will use this one. Okay. This are you assigning this company code to? Not, right? See, yeah. See, next is what is the credit controlling area? See, this credit controlling area, you from Google also or like GDP also you will get it. One line you can write it. Credit controlling area. It is like credit scoring of the accountant bank account. Bank we have everyone have the bank accounts, right? So there are other meanings also. So credit controlling area, what is used? See, we have the doing the business with the customers. Bank also, for a bank also, we are the customers to them. So bank aspect they call account holders. Our regular business called customers. Is that right? So credit scoring is very important to creditability of the particular account holder in a bank. So how much their loans or credit card repayments and all the stuff, right? So one of the functionality, not whole thing, one of the functionality of the credit controlling area to record, to assess or to record the creditability of the customers. That is one of the purpose it will use. There are others also. You can make a note, everyone. So like credit controlling area is like to assess or to estimate of the customers creditability. Okay, customers rating, that is what we call. Okay, that is one thing. Small line, that is enough, not in depth. So coming to that, see, next is chart of accounts. See, chart of accounts. Please go on, mute everyone. Chart of accounts is one of the most important one, the basic settings, because as mentioned here is the base to understand here is the base. Any organizations, the recording means like a day-to-day transactions. I mean, expenses or revenue or like assets or liability, everything we recorded. I mean, transaction posting is more important in a financial and accounting aspect. To record financial, we require GL masters. I'm not teaching you subject actually. We require to record any transactions in SAP. I mean, if you so far everyone remember, directly or indirectly we use the GL masters. Is that correct? My statement?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Example, directly we were posting expenses to vendor. Example, expenses or miscellaneous expenses you paid it like cash or something. Miscellaneous expenses we are using expenses GL account. Paid to the cash is a bank account asset GL masters we are using. Asset GL masters. The meaning here is without GL masters we can't do any postings. Take a vendor invoices. Expense we posted debited. Vendor GL masters. Vendor we used that master actually, but indirectly we linked with the reconciliation account of the vendor reconciliation account, right? When you post like vendor, value will flow automatically to the GL master. That GL master will show in a balance sheet. The meaning here is without GL masters, any single line item also not postings happen. The meaning here is to post any transactions we require as GL masters, very important. The chart of account with controls. Chart of account meaning is like a control. Chart of accounts meaning is it is nothing but a GL masters, and that controls the few fields also. If you see chart of account level, if you open, there are two things I can see. One for like length of a GL accounts, how many like max 10 numbers we can use it. Correct. We can use 10 digits and as a language, which language we want to follow. Correct. So generally English language. Correct. If you want even system, you can observe it. There are two important controls. It will do the chart of accounts. So chart of accounts will do that. Chart of accounts have in the account groups. Account groups based on account groups will create a GL masters. The meaning here is chart of account is very important for GL to creation of the GL. All the things is a base for a chart of accounts. Is it right? Correct. No? So let's come down. Here is how many chart of accounts we have. 3 chart of accounts we have. One for operating chart of account, group chart of account, country chart of account. 3 we have. The next question of Kacha, they will ask you how many chart of accounts. Yes, operating chart of account, group chart of account, country chart of account. One line I'm writing here is, I think everyone have the material with you, and our Venus or all me, or else you can get it at Google. Google you simply will get it at operating chart of accounts. How to? There are a number of benefits you'll get it. Make a note 1 or 2. Especially operating means like a that we use postings. That we used postings actually. Sorry, that we used postings. The meaning here is operating chart of account is a mandatory to assign a company code. I'm just repeating. Operating chart, the posting is a mandatory we do. That is we do with the operating chart of accounts. That means postings is a mandatory. What is the purpose of operating postings? The meaning here is operating chart of account is a mandatory. Mandatory, right? Mandatory. Mandatory. Right? It is mandatory. So what about others? What about others? Okay, anyway. Optional. Group chart of accounts and the country chart of accounts. Based on the operating chart of account, completely optional. That especially consolidation purpose we'll use. Just single line you can remember group chart of accounts used consolidation purpose. Okay. How many chart of accounts generally? It is an operating chart of account is consolidation. Country chart of country based on the country only the particular company code belonging to particular company only that time only we used. It is I can say based on the country only we'll use. For not country, every country company code related one not required. Correct? Now? Let's see. One more point you can observe. The only one operating chart of account only the postings will happen with the operating chart of accounts only. By using operating GL masters only we do the postings. We can't do anything like group chart of accounts or country chart of GL masters. We can't post it. Okay. Whatever postings happen to the operating chart of accounts, the values will flow to the group chart of account reporting purpose or a country chart of account reporting purpose will use. Okay. So somebody will ask you like, have you assigned to the operating chart of account to company code, right or wrong? So then same question, are we assigned to the group chart of account to the company code? So the meaning here is operating chart of account is only one we are assigned to the company code, right? Group we are not, because not postings also grouping. We postings only operating, the values will flow to the both actually, either chart of country chart of accounts or a group chart of account. For both values will flow what is the source from like operating chart of account postings only. But you not posting anything for by using country chart of accounts. I'm repeating. Okay. That is only one you are doing, like your postings happen to the operating chart of accounts. These values will flow to the like a group and as well as to the country chart of accounts to extract the report. See why we are assigning to the country chart of accounts to the company code. I'll tell you a reason. See, there are 10 company codes we are assigned to the operating chart of accounts. Out of 10, India, like India, US, Australia, and like Japan and everyone. So the Mexican country, they are requesting to like a country chart of accounts. That time, the Mexican company code will link with the country chart of accounts. Rest, we are not. Is it right? So that's the reason for wherever required, one company code having the only one operating chart of account. If required, country chart of account also will assign. That is answer we need to it. And one more point we can add here is one versus one chart of operating chart of accounts. Then next is group chart of accounts are assigned to the company code. No, that make sure we are assigned only operating chart of group chart of accounts. Group chart of accounts not assigned to company code, right? Assigned to company code. Where we assign this is group chart of account not assigned to the company code and assigned to the operating chart of accounts. This must clear conceptually and we must be very clear these few points regarding to the chart of accounts. So beyond that, I believe not. There is no possibility to go for a beyond that chart of account related question. This is one point. Next is like a accounts group. Account group. What is account group? Generally, they ask you. Account group is nothing but a classifier of the GL account. So we have the number of GL accounts we'll use. Correct? So like that will be P&L related and as well as to the like that we used revenues related one, liability, assets, all the classifications. We'll do the classifiers. correct? So for example, 1 series assets we used, 2 series for liability, 3 for expense, like 4 for, I can say, 4 expenses, 3 for revenue. In 4 example, 4 also 40 admin related one, operating related one, any other like a statute related expenses. In that also 4 also will categorize. It start with 40, 40, it start with admin, 41 it start with like operating, 42 it start with like any other group. So others. So likewise we can classify the account group. It will help. One thing it will help. So classification meaning that it controls the number range from to 2, correct? So from which number to which it is to. Then field status also. It will controls the field status also, account group. Okay. Account group or field status also. What is the field status group generally, right? See it. Next we'll go for what is the field status. See, this is one account group. It will generally, it will classify the GL account purpose it will use. Okay. The next is retain earning account. See, retain earning account. I'll show you the one picture for you, everyone. This is represented to the retain earning account. Retain earning account, the balances to carry forward to the P&L balance carry forward to the P&L summary. I can say net loss or net gain carry forward to the balance sheet purpose it will use. Single sentence I can say. Retain earning account, what purpose would you use? The whatever the loss or gain like a from P&L statement related one that carry forwards to the or adjustment to the capital, whatever net loss or a net gain that we adjust to. For this purpose, retain it is. For that, so retain earning account that will purpose used. So somebody asked like, are we used multiple retain earning account question? Are we assigned to the more than one retain earning accounts? Yes or no? Max 2 we can assign. Yeah, thank you. One for admin P&L we can separately admin related one, and I can say like a operating related one. If you want categorized, you can do it. And so next is, I'll tell you here. This is a possibility. Yes, there is a possibility question actually. The next is like this is like a chart of account related questions and account group retain earning accounts. This is one. Yeah. Next is fiscal year. So fiscal year variant. The variant keep separate. Like what is the fiscal year? Everyone knows that is a financial year. Is it right? Nothing but a financial year. So everyone financial year like what is India financial year following? If we take like years, generally what fiscal year it is following. So there are important fiscal years too, I can say. One for categorization point of view, one for calendar, another one non-calendar. Calendar income nothing but Jan to December. Simple. Okay, Jan to December. And non-calendar it comes like other than the Jan to December. Right? Other than the calendar year is a non-calendar. Means which fiscal year is not started from January to December. See, Jan to December, Jan and ending with December. Those all comes under non-calendar. So India, April to March. Few other countries, October to September following. So now I'm working to the Australian project actually. They following to the July to June. They're following to the July Australian project actually. They're following to the July to June. So depends on. So we are all called. So simple, right? We are very clear what is the calendar, what is a non-calendar. Coming to the picture. So how many periods generally used? So every fiscal year, every financial year, 12 periods is very clear. Correct? No? So like 12 periods, every fiscal year, the calendar or non-calendar, that is having a 12 period. 12 periods is having. There are special periods they're giving to the like 4 special periods. It is SAP is offering. SAP is offering to the 4 special periods that is having 13 to so like normal 12 and special 4. See special, I can say special. Simply I'm writing. For example, April to March. Our case, if you take like April to March, if you take the March is a 12 period. That statement is clear, everyone. As for India, March is a 12th period.
Yes, sir.
Statement is clear, right?
Yes, sir.
See, the year-end activities will done in March or April. With reference of April, we'll do the year-end activities, or with reference of like April or like May, we'll do the year-end activities. So generally, I'm asking everyone. So is it in March or April? Any other period?
Year-end, last month,
right? See, the meaning here is to be more classification purpose. SAP has provided the last period. It is meaning of like in March. There is a classification. It is done with a 13 to 16. This 13 to 16 is a part of March, mean 12th period only, the March only. The thing is, see, March regular, whatever regular transactions it's happening, that is we all recorded with the 12th. Okay. But 13, 14, 15 means SAP has given to the 4 periods. If you want to use 4 or if you want to use only one, yes, your choice actually. Okay. That what purpose we used? The adjustment purpose. The adjust may the different ways we have. One for if you want to use one for, like I can say, I'll write here as wait, let me give you one for, I can say one for like audit. Auditor suggested few entries. Auditor adjustment entries. Now tell me, I'm using to the most of the people knows, right? So I'm using to the adjustment entries with the 13 period. So generally, what date I'm posting transactions here is definitely I'm posting to 31st March. It is meaning of March only. That is 31st March only. 31st. If I want to post like any management adjustment entries, for example, I'm referring to the 14. I'm posting transaction 13/03/2023. See, the simple thing these all values is part of March only, means like a 12th period values, 12th values only. Correct? So if you want to see in future as a separate report, in like a separate like values as a 13, in future if you want to see how many what adjustment entries happen or management happens, that we can see it. For the simple is in future reference purpose only, we using this 13 and 14. So like, is it optional or like a required? So just I'm asking everyone, as your idea, if I want to use mandatory to do 13 for 16, or I can make it as optional.
Optional.
Yeah, SAP is provided. It is optional actually. Okay. If you are not using example 13 period, you are not using 14 period using. So you are posting to the anyway. You are posting to the adjustment entries in it by using 12. See, you are using either 12 or 14 this period. There is no financial impact. I'm not wrong. You're posting management entries 31st December only. Either you are using the period as a 12 or 14. There is no impact for the financially or impact. But the only thing in future reference, if you want to see, you can't see with the if you are not using special periods. That is the only difference. So it is optional. Okay. Either you can use, you are not use, your choice actually. Just I hope clear everyone. Next is like in fiscal year. In fiscal year, I can say shortened and fiscal year dependent. See, as I worked on the 6 clients so far, no one used for the shortened and year end fiscal, because I'll tell you, this is shortened fiscal is less than fiscal year, less than 12 periods we call a shortened fiscal year. Generally, when you start the business, that time you are using. See, this is also optional setting, I can say. Start in a year end. So you are doing the business, you started the first time in India business, you are starting the business in August, example. August, it means like it is 5th period for us. Okay, if you are 5th. For that, you have started 2022 fiscal year. For that purpose, if you want to use, SAP has given optional shortened year dependency. This is both we need to use combinations. Year dependency means we need to specify for which fiscal year 2022, from which year, which fiscal period is started. Also, we need to specify these two. The meaning interview point of view only will help. The real time working point of view, I haven't seen. As mentioned, 6 clients I worked on, I haven't seen. So simply you remember the because now so shortened less than 12 periods. It is not a mandatory to use shortened fiscal year if you have to start the business in April or like sorry in August or on. You can use regular fiscal year also. You can use it. Example, you are April to March. Yes, you can use a regular fiscal year. You can post the transactions August to like whatever, like a 6 months or 7 months. You can record it. You can submit the report only. Nowhere will stop you the functionality. This is just additional functionality it is having given you. So interview point of view only you can read it. Shortened fiscal year, less than 12 periods. Okay, it is applicable in specific fiscal year 2022. Okay, it will not work for a next year. Only specific year only it will work. If you want a regular one, again we need to create a regular fiscal year. So instead of doing all the stuff, go for directly regular one. Correct? No? For interview point of view only, shortened fiscal year is less than 12 periods. Just remember that one. That's all. It is applicable to specific year. Year dependency also. This is applicable to specific year. It will not work for other. That's all. Okay. Don't go in depth of this. No time waste for you. Next is year shift. Year shift. The meaning of year shift. We need to tell to the system somewhere. For example, non-calendar especially, which month, which period. Coming to the calendar, no need to tell. For example, like January first period, February second, the sequence August is 8, November December, like number 11 and 12 December. So coming to the April system, somewhere we need to tell to the system that is first period, is it right? And
Yes.
the sequence we need to sell. The same manner, if you're coming to the 10th period, that is next calendar year is invalid. The meaning here is a non-calendar, definitely two calendar year, non-calendar what happened? Two calendar year related periods will be used. Is it right or wrong? My statement.
Right.
Right,
Right.
sir.
Every non-calendar, the name itself non-calendar. The meaning it is two calendar year related periods will use. Example, April to March. 9 months, for example, fiscal year 2023, fiscal year 2022, if I'm taking financial year, the meaning here is 9 months, April 2022 calendar year, 9 months December, as well as calendar year periods, Jan to March also, 2023, it is invalid. The meaning, two calendars. If you take any calendar, non-calendar year, two calendar years, it will be invalid. So we need to tell to the system somewhere what is is it like need to be minus or plus? For example, like 2020 fiscal year, we are adding to the 23 related periods, we are specifying to the minus sign, is it right? The same manner, so non-calendar year periods, to catching this one, we use the year shift, either minus or plus sign, is it right? That is one thing you need to read it. Okay. Next is one fiscal year variant we can assign to the multiple company codes. Generally, they will not ask you interview point of view. For make you understand conceptually, just I'm asking. One fiscal year variant, can we use multiple company codes or not?
Yes, sir.
We can use, sir.
We can use, for example, Indian company code, Indian company code, say either 10 or 20, we can use the same fiscal year for all, is it right?
Yes.
But it is not work for US company codes. That you need to be very clear on it. Okay. Yep. Chalo then. This is about a fiscal year related one. Next, move on to the posting period variant. See, posting period variant, there is a relation with like a fiscal year to posting period variant. See, fiscal year, there are two things, one for normal, another one special. Here is posting periods also. We have the two intervals we have. Posting period, OB52 screen, if you see in this one for normal, one for a special, correct? So, posting period variant will use for what? To control the periods. Simply I can tell. Control the periods. See, they will ask you the question here is, what is the question here is, question is, interval normal and special is fine. Generally, how many intervals we will maintain? One thing, they'll ask you. One for normal, one for special. You can answer simply. The another question is account type. What account type it is? What is account types? They will ask you. So account types, if you remember, including plus all type, A for assets, G for like if you see S for GL, M for material, K for vendor, D for vendor. Those all account types. So in part of our syllabus we discussed, each one it represented one department. A for assets, like M for K for vendor department. Department wise also, we can control the periods to posting controls, we can do it. Okay. Right. That is, they will ask you mostly here. The question is, what is account types in period? What is account type? They will not ask you directly what is the posting in posting periods of what is the account type. They will ask you directly account type. What is the account type? So this is, you can tell to these all six or five. You can see assets and like material. These are account types. So general for your understanding purpose, like a posting period variant also can we assign to the company codes? Many company codes. Yes, same. The fiscal year wherever we can assign, we can use this one. The general practice, I can say, like live practice, we can assign, but the recommendable one, use each company code wise you can maintain, is the recommendable one. Because since I'm using to the same January to December, one company code I want to close early, I want to close later. So that is tough to handle it, right? The recommendable one, use each company code wise. Still we have the option. Okay. That is one thing. Next, coming to the document type. See, document type, if you open to the SAP, if your document type, as morning also we briefly discussed. So next question they will ask you, what is internal, external number ranges? Okay, what is internal and external number ranges? So internal and external, the meaning internal means system automatically number will take. How it will be number will take? whatever number range we are giving, for example, SA document type or KR document type, we'll give the some number range. For example,
Sequence
50.
wise it will take, sir.
Yeah, sequence. A sequence also will give the number. For example, 6 series I'm using, 15 series, 1500 I'm using from 2 15 0009. Within that, automatically system will take the, that is what called internal number ranges. External we give the manually. So manually I haven't seen, very less I can say, very not less, very less I can say. So in internal means automatically system will take, external means manually we need to give it. This is the difference actually. Okay. Next is it number range related to the company code, or like, or we, it is a, I mean, for a common. So just I'm asking question for this is just understanding of the concepts only I'm using. So for a number range, sorry,
I think it is common, sir.
Company code level, so, but year specific.
Year specific, yes, agree with you. And is it related to company code or like common number
Company-
ranges?
Common, sir.
code specific.
Company code, sir.
Company code, right?
You have
Yeah.
to enter the company code, then only it will take
Yes,
to
actually.
the number.
Yeah, no issues.
Mm.
Others also, everyone do remember it is company code specific only. Okay. So if you are while creating to the FBN1, you must enter the company code. Then only you can, your system will allow to inside. The meaning here is you must, the number range whatever you give the link, that is company code only. Yeah, answer. Is it a number range related to company code? Yes, it is a company code specific only. Is that right? Okay.
Yes.
Chalo then. Thank you. No issues.